Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Say Hi to God today. Today I'm talking about something very special to me and a lesson I'm learning. I think when I started off this podcast or this series, I had been talking about how I wanted to share with you guys parts of my journey that were helping me to grow. Okay, so I'm sharing this, and the topic today is basically by grace, not works. Many of us, and my anchor scripture today is from Ephesians 2, verse 8 to 10. For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of God. Okay, so we are saved through grace. Okay, it says, not of works, lest any man should boast. I can even stop there. Basically, it is not by your work, it is not by the things that you do, it's not by your effort, it is not by how much time you spend, it's not by the things you say, the things you do, your degree. No, it's not about all those things. I believe strongly that I am a serious product of grace. Every step of the way, it's been grace. It's not because I'm amazing, it's not because I'm awesome, it's not because I'm the best, it's not because I'm the most qualified, it's not because I'm the smartest, it's not because I'm the most beautiful. No, it is purely by grace and grace alone. So when we talk about the things that we're doing, and we start to have these fears and we start to have these things that scare us into believing that we are not enough, that we are not good enough. I don't believe that can ever be from God. God is not an accuser. He doesn't put us down. In every time, in every part of scripture, God has tried to lift us up. He said we are seated in the heavenly places, high above. It says he has given us dominion over all things. It says we are co-heirs to the kingdom. It says we are kings, we are priests. So God is always constantly lifting us up. But we like to put ourselves down. We like to worry. Do we have the ability to do this? Can we do this? Can we not do this? And I said, fear not. I'm telling you, fear not, because you've not come this far by your own works. I'm talking to myself and I'm talking to someone out there, really. You think that the things that you have achieved is because you know so much? No, it is not. And I just want us to remember this, because I found myself in a place where I started to struggle because I felt like, oh, I didn't do this right, I haven't done this right, I haven't done that right? And then I start to fear. But then my question is, now, did you get here by the things that you did? There is the place of favor and there is the place of labor, and both of them go hand in hand. And I've recently just even heard this, and it's been ringing in my spirit, and continuously, I'm being continuously reminded that there is the place of favor and there is the place of labor. God said that he will bless the work of our hands. What work is in your hand? That's the question you need to be asking. Do you have anything in your hands for God to bless? He has promised that he will bless the work of our hands. What do you have in your hand for God to bless? What do you have? If you have nothing in your hand, I'm not saying that God has nothing to bless you with. But it says, there's a part of the Bible that says, basically, the person who does not work should not eat. The person who does not work should not eat. So what are you working? What are you doing? What are you dedicating yourself to, dedicating your time to? If somebody asked you, what are you known for? They asked me this question yesterday, and they say, what are you passionate about? What causes are you passionate about? Which person or what thing are you passionate about? And don't talk about work and don't talk about family. And so I'm asking you guys the exact same question, because let me not lie, I struggled to answer the question. Because yes, we focus so much time on our work. We focus so much time on our families. Yeah, it's a given. Your money feeds your work feeds you. That's how you get money. Your family supports you, or gives you that emotional, they're your ecosystem of emotional stability, or those people that are close to you. It doesn't have to be your family. Maybe you don't have a good relationship with your family, but my family is my support system, right? So for me, it's important that I love my family. When I'm happy, I call them. When I'm sad, I call them. When I'm somebody, do you understand, in the family, it doesn't have to be like the entire family, but at every different time, at every given point, when you need that support, you can reach out to a family member or even a close friend. So aside from family and aside from work, what are you known for? What are you passionate about? I'm saying this here, and I'm also, thinking about it. Maybe when we all have our questions, when we all have our answers, we should drop them in the comments. I want to build something that I'm known for, traits that I'm known for, something that you can say, yes, Imelda is passionate about this thing. What do you want to build? What do you want to be known for? Okay? There are so many times that challenges can come at the same time. They say when it rains, it pours. But you need to understand and remember that God has promised that He will be with us. He will be there directing us which way we should go. He will prepare the way for us. So we have the ability and we have the power to make decisions on how our life would pan out. Don't always attack everything from the physical. There is the spiritual part, which is where you link to through prayer. So it is so important that you continue to stay in that place where you are able to connect and draw from spirit. Because our human flesh, as we are, we don't know everything and we don't have access to the spirit realm. But we are both body, soul, and spirit. And each of them play out together to make us who we are and give us the powers that we have. So you can access the physical and you can access the spiritual. I spoke about something a few weeks ago, and I was asking, what are you declaring? What are you speaking in your life? Are you changing those negative things you speak about in your life? I used to wonder why I used to find it so annoying, honestly, when you ask somebody that is obviously not feeling very well. You're not feeling you, and say, no, I'm strong. Like, what is yours? I'm strong. First time somebody says I'm strong, what's I'm strong? I'm strong, she's strong, Somebody was talking about her daughter and say, my daughter, she's strong. So I'm like, what is this woman talking about? Literally. And then now I'm starting to understand why people do that. But it's not just about saying it and you don't even believe it. There are ways to say it. You don't have to lie about it. Faith is calling things which are not as though they may be. It's not like that's part of what faith is like. But faith is a substance of things not yet, things hoped for, not yet seen, or something like that. I can't remember how the Bible puts it. That wasn't my message for today. But basically, it's the hope that you can receive that thing that you have not yet seen. That's basically what faith is. So you call them as though they be, even though they are not. Okay? So you have to sometimes psych yourself into believing some of these things that you're saying, these declarations that you're making. It's not every time that you see that you have 0 naira in your account and you keep saying, I am rich, I have so much money, I am in abundance. It's somewhere in your mind, naturally. The devil tries to shoot those darts and say, you don't get money for your account. They talk, say you rich, say you dey abundant. But you dey abundant, they ask you now, you get money. The devil will try to shoot those things. That is not you doubting. And that's where I used to make that mistake. I used to feel like it meant that my faith was not strong. But those thoughts will always come. You need to stand and continue to declare those things. You need to psych yourself into believing those things. When you say it so much, your mind no longer knows what is right and what is actually true. But what that helps you do when you start to declare, it comes to the forefront of your mind, and your mind starts to fashion out ways to achieve this thing. And you are more observant to when God gives you a leading that concerns that thing you are declaring. And then you start to see it gradually manifesting in your life. Gradually manifesting. I pray that somebody out there is actually really listening and trying to understand this thing that I'm saying, because it is very important and it will change your life. It will change your life. What you're speaking, how you believe it, and how you act on that thing you're declaring. You can't say that you are in abundance, and when the time calls for it, you say, all of us don't have money. There's none of us that have money. Me, I don't have money. If you shake me like this up and down, when it's time to give, or when it's time to make a small investment or a small adjustment, you start to declare, me, I don't have money. I cannot give. How can I give out of the one that I don't have? Talk about the widow that she and her son were going to eat their last meal and die. Then the prophet came and asked them for their last meal. Many of us will not give. Me said, man, no lie. I go think I'm. But somebody said something that was key. Would you rather have 1 million, 100% of 1 million, or 1% of 100 billion? That's how we cheat ourselves. That's exactly how we cheat ourselves. There is so much more. So give to God. Give that little that you have. It cannot really take care of you in the end, in all honesty. It can't even do the work that you need it to do. So why don't you give it, so that you know that the principle of giving and receiving will apply when it's time. You're harvesting, you're sowing a seed. You are sowing an investment. It doesn't even have to be, it's not necessarily a seed in church. I'm not even talking about church. I'm not saying giving naturally. When you give to people, they are sort of in some kind of way indebted to you, whether you like it or not, which is why in the office we always talk about don't collect, don't give. Because once you start to collect, you gradually, subconsciously start to, feel indebted to that person, even in the smallest things. So anyways, I'm just trying to say, continue declaring. Even when you feel like you don't believe it, continue declaring until you believe it. Psych yourself into believing it. I am victorious. I am healthy. I'm strong. I am wealthy. I have the life of God. I have dominion over all things. I am the best in my industry. I have the power to choose and say everything and call it into life as though it be. It may not happen. It's not magic. You have to still believe and you still have to do the work, which is why I said there's labor, the one that you will do, and there is favor. When you are laboring, God will see you to give you favor, but you must be doing something. Don't sit down idle. Laziness is a sin. You can't just sit down and cross your leg and feel like everything is going to work out. It never works like that. Never. So don't let anybody deceive you. You must put in the work. Put in the work. You have to put in the work. And God will see what to be blessing you with. Where to be blessing you from. It's like how we want things to magically happen. God sends helpers to us. But if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, how do you even see your helper? How do you find your helper? How does your helper find you? When you're sitting in your room, pressing phone. Do you understand? Anyways, that's just my charge to you today. And I hope you have an amazing day. Please watch, like, share, comment, and say hi to God. Don't forget. Say hi to God today. Alright? Alright. Bye-bye.